Imagine at birth, you burst from an egg the size of a sesame seed, and your first order of business is to out-eat the siblings hatching beside you, because the slow ones get recycled as breakfast. The rule is simple: eat fast or get eaten. Shocking? Sure, but stick around, because the insect we swat at picnics may be quietly protecting every peach, tomato, and ear of corn you eat this year. Your world is a paper city hung under a porch eave, hundreds of hexagonal nurseries plastered together with wood pulp and saliva. Workers lean in, mouth to mouth, pumping pre-chewed caterpillar smoothies down your throat. You gulp like your life depends on it, because it does. The larva beside you is doing the same, and if you fall behind, she'll claim your calories, or gnaw on you for dessert. Speed is destiny here. Lightning-fast eaters molt sooner, claim bigger cells, and may even slip into the rare future queen track if their protein count is high enough. The slow, a patrol worker pinches them, drags them out, and flicks them off the nest like spent sunflower seeds. The colony can't afford passengers when wasp time moves at double speed. Some summer evenings, the workers run out of prey and start stripping shards of grilled chicken off a backyard plate. To you, it's just more fuel. By dawn, you've shed your skin again, one of 5 molts, and the nursery stinks of last night's discarded larval shells. No one pauses to clean. Life here is always forward, never sentimental. Without warning, hunger vanishes. An instinct older than dinosaurs orders you to spin silk, seal the cell, and liquefy. Yes, liquefy. Enzymes break every tissue into soup. Then, inside that darkness, a new blueprint assembles wings, compound eyes, an armored thorax, and the single tool that will define your life: a venom sac wired to a hypodermic stinger. Entomologists call it growing a jetpack overnight. You call it Tuesday. When the cap splits, sunlight slams your brand new retina and another compulsion ignites: feed the brood immediately. Evolution doesn't waste time on pep talks. Your first commute is equal parts carpentry and carnage. You chew gray splinters from a fence rail, mash them with spit, and smear the paste across an unfinished nursery wall. The result: paper so light it drifts in a breeze, yet, ounce for ounce, rivals cardboard in strength, would make any engineer jealous. By noon, you're on pest patrol. A tomato worm caterpillar the size of a cigar writhes on a leaf. You land, jab, pump paralytic venom, and carve out a meat nugget the width of your mandibles. Back home, a larva lunges like a hairy accordion to seize the morsel. Multiply that scene a few hundred times, and a single colony can erase 2,000 crop-chewing caterpillars in a season. Free, chemical-free pest control farmers would otherwise pay dearly for. Every heat wave afternoon, you and your sisters switch to HVAC duty, fanning the nest, opening until the brood chamber holds steady at 86 degrees Fahrenheit, the Goldilocks temperature for larval growth. At night, you layer new pulp over old walls, thickening them into a fortress that shrugs off rain like a waxed canvas tent. All of this, while the rest of the world sleeps, happens beneath porch lights people rarely glance at. Late morning, a honeybee, double your weight, lands on your zinnia. You shoulder check first, sting second. The bee backs off. One lost sting equals suicide for her kind. The crazy part? Tomorrow, if that same bee returns, you'll recognize her face. A 2023 neural imaging study on Polistes fuscatus showed clusters of face cells firing only when a wasp saw front-view photos of familiar individuals. The first proof outside mammals that an animal can memorize and recall unique faces. So if a human swats you today, you may indeed tag that face tomorrow. No, there's no wasp hit list. Lifespans are too short, but the neuroscience is still mind-bending. That social superpower greases cooperation. Workers who recognize frequent allies share heat-fanning shifts more evenly, keeping the brood alive when afternoons blaze. Tiny brains, big data storage. Nature loves over-engineering. Come late August, your biochemistry flips. Protein cravings crash, sugar lust skyrockets. Suddenly, a kid's orange soda cup is a 5-star buffet. Warmer, longer autumns, courtesy of climate change, are stretching this sweet-tooth season. A 2024 range modeling study predicts invasive and native wasps alike will enjoy wider foraging windows, translating into more patio collisions and higher sting tallies worldwide. Picture 19 of your sisters drilling into a plastic lid at a county fair. A teenager reaches for her drink, hesitates, reaches again. You lift off with a buzzing, mandibles wide. She flinches, drops the cup, Syrup puddles on asphalt. You descend with the swarm, undeterred by screams. Each sting is recoverable. You can jab, reload, and jab again like a living hypodermic on repeat. Humans never designed a syringe that durable. Just when backyard wasps feel like old news, 2023 delivers fresh drama. The yellow-legged hornet, sleek, charcoal-striped, big as a thumb, pops up in Georgia peach country. By spring 2024, state officials mount an eradication blitz, tracking pheromone lures, heat-imaging trees, torching nests before new queens cut loose. Beekeepers fear a repeat of the 2020 murder hornet headlines, yet biologists caution, hype often outpaces data. So far, fewer than a dozen nests, but miss one fertile queen, and next year's head count could jump by thousands. The whole saga hangs on citizen phone snapshots and a race against the hornet's internal clock. Nothing in ecology is ever simple or slow. If you hatch male, congratulations and condolences. You're sleeker, all eyes and antennae, with no stinger. Workers spoon-feed you just enough syrup to keep the lights on. Why bother? Because your DNA lottery ticket might pay off in a single mid-air dance. One chilly dawn, an instinct you can't name yanks you skyward. You drift in warm thermals with other drones until, there, her scent hits like fireworks. A virgin queen loops overhead, 30 hungry bachelors in tow. She mates with as many as can latch on, banking sperm for the rest of her life. You, if you're lucky, manage 30 seconds before falling away spent. Some drones keep searching, others land on a sun-bleached fence, pulse slowing, eyes dimming. By sunset, most will be dust on the wind. Romance, wasp style. Back at headquarters, the founding queen is unraveling. Her pheromone crown, the invisible perfume that forces workers to feed her and ignore their own eggs, weakens as daylight wanes. Some workers start laying renegade eggs, repair flights slow, foragers vanish on cool mornings and never return. This is normal, but climate chaos is making the crash faster. In the UK's wet, chilly 2024 summer, gardeners nationwide reported eerily wasp-free lawns. Experts at the Natural History Museum warn there's no national monitoring program for wasps, meaning declines could be worse than we think. By the first hard frost, the nest walls sag like wet cardboard, peppered with holes. The queen, who has never left home, stays put, confusion flickering through compound eyes as the temperature plummets. She freezes in darkness while her final daughters, the new queens, have already burrowed into leaf litter to dream through winter. Zoom out and the numbers get jaw-dropping. A 2021 meta-analysis calculated insect pest control at $416 billion a year, yet almost none of that figure credits wasps. Even though paper wasp colonies alone can clear fields of crop-devouring caterpillars and tomato hornworms. And climate projection work published this spring shows certain wasp species expanding into North American orchards, where their mixed diet of pollen and pests could boost fruit yields, just as honeybees falter under mites and pesticides. So yes, the sting hurts, but the next unblemished peach you bite may exist because a paper wasp assassinated the larva that wanted first dibs. For every soda heist that ruins a picnic, 1,000 caterpillars disappear silently in a soybean row. Ecosystems rarely hand out tidy heroes and villains. More often, they give us messy middlemen who do vital work we never see. Cannibal nurseries, jetpack metamorphoses, sugar-drunk crime sprees, and queens who burn out like dying stars. Paper wasps squeeze an epic into a 6-week lifespan while quietly saving farmers billions and pollinating gardens when other insects fail. Hate the buzz all you want, but these gray and yellow artisans might be the unsung bodyguards of your dinner plate. Think a wasp's life is rough? Wait until you meet the mantis shrimp, the reef boxer that punches with the force of a .22 caliber bullet and sees colors beyond human imagination.